Okay, well, this is kind of interesting. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the channel. Hope that you are doing well and feeling pretty good today. We're going to listen to Ken Hensley of Uriah Heep fame. I'm excited to listen to this, some solo material from him. We're going to listen to this track, The Last Dance, El Gitano Viejo, which means the old something. I'm just taking a guess. Gitano, I'm not sure what the word means. We'll have to look it up after or maybe during. We're listening to this track off of his album, The Last Dance, which was released in 2004. We're listening to this track because it was suggested and sponsored by Anton. Anton, thank you so much for the recommendation and thank you for the support as well. I'm really curious to hear this one. We've never checked out any solo material from him, so we're going to pull this one up, give it a whirl, give it a swirl, give it a listen, and that's it. Here we go.
I met a sad old gypsy on the road to Berlin. By chance I got to spend a little time with him. We shared a few life stories on that dusty old train. So I thought I'd take a minute just to share them again with you.
I love a tale. Nice little harmonic in there.
He talked of all the twists and turns he'd taken in life, and how his spirit clung to God to do what was right. Sure, he got the prize, but he never counted the cost. I felt his pain as he shared with me all that he had lost.
Sounds wonderful.
If you could only see what was there in his eyes, an eternity of wandering in search of the prize. He'd had it all, the money, all the fame and romance. Now he shed a tear.
I love how that harmonic shows up at the same time.
The last dance. The blessing comes with once he said, but it's not for you. It must be shared, and if you keep it to yourself, you'll be no use to anyone else. And he who gives will take away, and you will face the same dark day that even now is all my pain. I'll never have this dance again.
Didn't see that coming. Really great transitions in this track.
As the train rolled into the city, he shook his head as if to say, it's your turn now, just know the game that you're about to play. That it seemed as if right there and then a light came to his eyes as he exchanged the dance of life for a far better prize. So the wise old gypsy drifted slowly away, beaten by the game he taught so many to play. He said, I'd give it all again if I had the chance, but I'm ready now for one more bow. I'll take the last dance.
That's like a perfect send-off. It's a long fade out. I mean, that's a really good epic. That's a really good epic from Hensley, and that being the final track on the album makes sense because it sounds like that proper send-off. Can I say that this is like a perfectly made track, the way that everything flows together? You can definitely get that Uriah Heep in here, that sense of like heaviness, the speed, but also the slow down of the momentum and that power shift is really well done in this track. I love Like everything about it, I think is extremely well executed. Also, Hensley's handling most things here, and I'm most familiar with him, of course, playing like the organ, the keyboards, and such with Uriah Heep. Even though, of course, he does, of course, play occasional guitar and stuff like that. But here, he's really handling quite a bit of everything. Looking at the personnel list, he's handling obviously the organ, synths, vocals, and then guitar. You do have some other guitarists in here as well, but like it's really him being the focus and the soul of this track, and he does phenomenal. His singing is wonderful. It sounds like humble epic. Like it's not like David Byron. It's not like that kind of voice like that, but like he has a really nice, gentle, soulful voice, perfect for like this kind of track, telling a tale. But then there's also just a little bit of necessary power behind it. He stays within his range, and I think that's what like very important when a singer. I'm not speaking necessarily of Hensley, but when a singer maybe is a little bit more limited in their range, maybe they're not the lead singer of the band. Maybe this is like a guitarist or a drummer that's going to be singing for their solo album or such. You have to know your range. You have to know your limits and stay within that. And staying within that limit keeps things pleasurable. Stretching yourself outside those limits, well, now you can maybe stretching yourself too thin, and maybe it doesn't sound as good as it could, right? But that's not the case here with Hensley. He stays well within his range, and it's all the better for it because it sounds great when he's there. I love the guitar work that comes in at the back half of this track especially. The beginning is good. It has this very nice, almost Spanish-esque kind of tone to it, but just very lightly, but it's kind of like just very folky in the way it moves. But then at the back end of it, you get that really nice guitar solo that comes in, which just has a lot of momentum, a lot of great notes to it, and it feels satisfying. And the whole track feels earned through all its changes. The midway break, when it kind of calms things down a little bit, kind of invites us a little bit further and deeper into the meld and the mesh of everything. And then, of course, the payoff and the send-off with the guitar at the very end is really well earned and feels really good. The drumming here, that's going to be Tommy Lopez. Why does his name sound familiar to me? I'm not sure. But Tommy Lopez is playing the drums here and sounds great, especially on the back half when, it's invited to get a little faster, a little bit more rambunctious down there. And actually, it's kind of interesting to me. What I notice is that, like, yes, there is some organ and such here, but Hensley's really focused, from what I can tell, more on the vocals and the guitar work in this track, which I think is really lovely and very unexpected, I would say, in my opinion. But this middle section here, like that, is incredibly exhilarating. And you get that classic organ coming up and pushing it all. That's a lovely sound that I will never get tired of. Those brilliant guitars held up by some nice balanced organ there. I met a sad old gypsy on the road to Berlin. By chance, I got to spend a little time with him. We shared a few life stories on that dusty old train, so I thought I'd take a minute just to share them again with you. He talked of all the twists and turns he'd taken in life and how his spirit clung to God to do what was right. Sure, he got the prize, but he never counted the cost. I felt his pain as he shared with me all he had lost. If you could only see what was there in his eyes, an eternity of wandering in search of the prize. He'd had it all, the money, the fame, and romance, and now he'd shed a tear as he faced the last dance. I really like this, this story, whether true or not. I like how he's recounting this story to us and sharing this lesson, this life lesson. And of course, I would imagine taking it in for himself personally as well. The blessing comes but once, he said, but it's not for you, it must be shared. And if you keep it to yourself, you'll be no use to anyone else. And he who gives will take away, and you will face the same dark day, that even now is all my pain. I'll never have this dance again, the dance of life. Chances, dances, how quickly this life passes. All our hopes and our dreams get lost in our selfish schemes. You see, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about loving something we can't see. It's all about what we are willing to share. It's about our hearts and who lives there. Those are good lines. As the train rolled into the city, he shook his head as if to say, it's your turn now. Just know the game that you're about to play. He did say that, it was sharing this, and he shared it with Ken, apparently. And it seemed as if right there and then a light came into his eyes as he exchanged the dance of life for a far better prize. So the tired old gypsy drifted slowly away, beaten by the game he'd taught so many to play. He said I'd do it all again if I had the chance, but I'm ready now for one more bow. I'll take the last dance. Even the lyrics are so perfectly succinct and economical, just swiftly telling this story, recounting this tale, and the experience and knowledge that Ken gained, and that now, of course, Ken is sharing to us, keeping this passing on. I think that that's really fantastic, and like I said, just perfectly composed. There's not a wasted note on here. There's nothing superfluous on here. It's all needed. It all feels necessary. Like my wife and I, we watch like a lot of like Hell's Kitchen and Master Chef and all these cooking shows and such. And we're just watching an episode a moment ago before I came in here to record, and Ramsey was judging a contestant's plate and saying like, you had way too many ingredients on here that just weren't needed. You went too far. You should have kept it simple and concise. Excel in simplicity. And not that this song is necessarily simple, but it does excel in its trajectory and the way that it's composed. It doesn't go off and do, anything that feels unnecessary. It doesn't bring in a guitar solo that, plays in like 5/8 time signature for no reason. It flows and transitions perfectly, and everything in here just works, I think, brilliantly. Really great track. Anson, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you for the support as well. Let me know what you all thought of it, of course, in the comments down below. Thank you all for being here, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a wonderful one. And there's a fly down here. Oh. All right, I'm out of here.